Hello, hello. We are live. What's up, attraction marketing community? All right. I know it's going to take a few seconds for things to start. Let me check the Facebook group. Oh, there we are. Okay. Fantastic, guys. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. What part of the country, what part of the world. Today, we're going to talk about the six phases of a seven-figure business. There's actually a seventh. But I want to talk about the sixth because the seventh is actually really, really fun and doesn't require much work at all. Um, so we're going to talk about the six phases of a seven-figure business. This is actually based on a real case studies, multiple case studies here at Attraction Marketing, but I'm going to be using one particular example throughout. Hello, Lana, small town in northern Manitoba. All right. Well, welcome, Texas. Hello, Janine. Hello, Jen. Awesome. Sonny Vince is in the house. What's up, Vincenzo? What's up? All right. So, guys, again, the topic of today is the six phases of a seven-figure business. I'm actually going to be talking about uh whoa. I'm going to be talking about it's a little hot in my office, so I'm going to like turn up the AC. All right. Did I leave you guys hanging there? I'm going to be talking about the six phases of a seven-figure business and the skills required at each phase to achieve that seven-figure business. And do it 100% online. This is not about building old school. This is not about home parties or home meetings or even like old school applied to like online where you're cold prospecting strangers, sending scripted messages to people, or stalking the friends of friends. Anything that feels icky and authentic, that's not what this is about. This is about how to authentically and in a leverage way through social media build a seven-figure network marketing business. Drop me a number 5 if you are curious about what are the steps, what are the phases that someone goes in, and what are the skills that someone needs in those phases to build a seven-figure business. This is something that all of you, if you are in network marketing and consider yourself a network marketing professional, if you have big goals, this is something all of you should be interested in. This would be like being being in the real estate business and only wanting, like, it would be weird if you only want to know a small part of the real estate business. Like if you like if somehow you want to build a six-figure business, seven-figure business, but it's like, don't teach me too much, just teach me this much. It wouldn't make any sense, right? You'd want to know, what does that entire journey look like? What are the things I'm going to need to learn along the way? What are the things I'm going to need to invest in along the way? So that's an important part. And in network marketing, you're not taught to think this way. You're taught to think in the old school way. It's kind of like, just bring more people to meetings. It's not selling, it's sharing. Just bring more people. And then the training is very like, they don't really train you. They don't really, what they do in most trainings in network marketing is they tell you what to do, not tell you how to do it. And so there's no skill development. They don't tell you what's next. It's like they hold these secret meetings with like higher rank levels, and they're like, "Oh well, we can't talk about what happened in that meeting. You have to be a certain rank in order to for us to share, the stuff." But it's like really good, man, really good. And it turns out they don't really talk about anything special in those meetings, because if they're not effective trainers, then they're probably not going to be effective trainers to their leaders either. So anyway, that's my rant. So my name is Fernie Ceballos, co-founder of attractionmarketing.com. I've been training and working with network marketers for 15 years. Been in the network marketing profession for that long as well. I built my first six-figure business within 2 years of discovering attraction marketing. And I've gone on to do 7, 8 figures, multiple 8 figures. In fact, I own a company that has done over $40 million in sales online using the attraction marketing strategies that I'm about to talk about. And we have students who have gone on to do 6 figures, 7 figures, even 8 figures in the network marketing space. And so these techniques work. And anyone that tells you you can't build the business, network marketing business online is ignorant. Anyone that tells you you can't build a network marketing business through social media, they're ignorant. Anyone that tells you you can't build a network marketing business authentically in a way that feels good, in a way that you enjoy doing, doesn't know what they're talking about. They're ignorant. And so we here are, we're If you're new to our community, you'll know that we take a very different approach. And we also don't censor. There are a lot of training companies out there that censor themselves. They don't share certain things about what might work, or more, they don't share certain advanced strategies. And the reason they don't, even though you can see in plain sight that they're doing them, they're doing things that they're not teaching. And the reason they do that is because they get a lot of business. They got a lot of business from other companies, other leaders, and they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to teach something that's going to contradict their leaders. Fortunately, here at Attraction Marketing, we don't have to worry about that conflict. We generate our own business. We use our techniques of attraction marketing to attract people to us. That's the reason many of you are here. That's how you know it works. And also, obviously, there's students of ours that have done 7 figures. If you're interested in learning more about how we do what we do, you can go to attractionmarketing.com. And first of all, if you're part of the community, you're already here. But you can go to attractionmarketing.com and purchase the attraction marketing formula at a discounted rate, and you can start learning the exact skills that our 6, 7, and 8-figure students have learned. With that being said, let's hop in. I want to offer value and training here. I just don't want to talk. So 6 phases, and it's actually 7, but the 7th is fun. So I'm just going to talk about 6 phases. 6 phases of a 7-figure digital network marketing business. Phase number 1, the first step in building a successful business is finding a company that strongly agrees with building online. This one's, for some of you, is going to be like, I don't know, I'm with a company that's like not so into what I'm doing. And so, but that's important. Like, can you build with a company that doesn't care, if they're apathetic, that's fine. Like, if they don't like, I don't care what you do, just, don't do anything stupid. If they're like that, cool. But if a company is actively trying to stand in the way of you building, using social media, building online, innovating, then that's a problem. And so you want to, first thing, if you don't want to be pushing a big boulder up a hill in the process of implementing attraction marketing, is you want to be with a company that's not going to stand in your way. And so one clue for that might be that you see other leaders with that company building online. It's like, okay, so they're building online, it's probably okay. So that's step number 1. And it's an important step. Attraction marketing works for any company, but if the company is literally threatening you, or trying to threaten taking your income or something like that, then it's probably not going to be a great fit for attraction marketing. Because they're going to want you to do it their way. And technically they can make you do it their way, because you signed an agreement that pretty much says you don't own anything related to your business. You don't own your downline. You don't own the product. You don't own the distributor channel. All you own is your relationships. But if those relationships are tied to the company, then you don't own those either. So that's number 1. Yeah, that'll avoid a lot of issues later on. Step number 2. If you guys following me here, step number 2, and this one seems like it's a self-serving step, at least, self-serving for me, but it's true. You're going to need to invest in mentorship to learn attraction marketing. You're going to need to learn these skills. It's not, what network marketing has done to would-be entrepreneurs, if they brainwash them into believing that they don't have to learn anything special in order to build a 6-figure business. Who thinks you got to learn some skill? Drop me number 5 if you think you got to learn some skills in order to build a 6-figure business. Waiting for the 5s. It makes sense. I had to learn skills in order to become an engineer. My friends had to learn. I just had a friend who literally was part of the team that launched the Artemis rocket to the moon. She had to learn skills in order to do what she does very, very well, and make sure the rocket doesn't explode in the air. To do real estate really well, especially in today's market, you have to have some skills. So you need to have skills, and there is no 6-figure profession in the world that does not require you to learn skills and invest in yourself to learn those skills, constantly invest in yourself and learn to continue to learn skills. So it is logical to think that you have to invest in yourself, but somehow network marketing has convinced people that there's an easy way out. There's a easy way to six figures without you having to, invest in yourself. And that's just simply not true. And there might be stories of people that like came into the business and all of a sudden just rocked it, and out of nowhere. Well, guess what? They came with skills that they learned somewhere else that they were able to apply to network marketing. That's really what happened. Or here's the other scenario. They did a lot of trial and error. They worked like a dog for years, months, years, and lost a lot of money and time away from their family in the process of figuring out those skills to be successful. And so, but that is a very difficult and expensive journey. I went through that journey. That journey cost me $150,000. Um, I don't have the time to tell the story, but I had to eventually. I realized there was no shortcut. There was no ebook. There was no course that would give me all the goods. And when I tried to piece everything together, it just became really confusing. It was with mentorship on this when mentorship, but mentorship in the area that I wanted to build. I wanted to build using digital strategies. So that's number two. Be willing to do that. Don't balk at that. Fight tooth and nail to figure out how you can find a mentor that can teach you attraction marketing. Now, here's some mistake that people make when it comes to finding a mentor to learn attraction marketing is they tend, I'm going to just join this person over here, this company, and be sponsored by this person who's very successful building online, and just have them, mentor me so I don't have to invest in myself. And so if you're coming in with that mindset, I was like, I could save money by going to join this person. Guess what? That person, if they're successful, are very busy. They have a big team. They want to create leverage. And so they're not going to be able to sit side by side with you the entire time, helping you build your business. They might have great systems, but you won't know how to use those systems effectively if you're not trained in attraction marketing. They might have great, resources, but you're still going to go through a journey of learning and trial and error and all that stuff before you figure it out. So, but if you want to smooth that runway and that on-ramp towards your goals of six figures and beyond, you want to still join that person. Great. You found a company and a team that is building online, but still invest in yourself. And if you are open to doing that, then you're going to get to your goals a lot faster. Don't try to take the shortcut. Don't try to take the cheapo way out. Do whatever you can to both invest in yourself and find a team that is congruent, or a company that is congruent with the philosophy with which you want to build. All right. So that's my rant. And that might sound like it's self-serving because it's like, we're attraction marketing. We do training. Well, we're the source of this information. Attraction marketing was born here. So so of course I believe in investing in yourself, but I walk the walk. I invest six figures, multiple six figures, even every single year in up-leveling my skill in what I do. All right. So that's number two. So the first one, find a company that strongly supports building online. Number two, invest in mentorship to learn attraction marketing. Those are the two important things. Here's number three. Once you start learning attraction marketing, you're going to see we're going to bust a myth that everyone is not your prospect. In network marketing, it's commonly told, oh, everyone's your prospect. Everyone could use what we have. No, everyone is not your prospect. That is like anti-business to be thinking that way. Every business in the world has a target market. Whole Foods has a target market. Food for Less. I don't know if you guys know Food for Less. They have a target market, and it's not the Whole Foods people. And so every business has a target market of the type of person they would want to attract. Now, with what we do, we want to have a target market in an arena, in an area where people are actively seeking solutions to problems that our product solves. And notice I said product. Your target market needs to be a group of people that are actively, not people who you have to convince, but people who are actively seeking solutions to problems that your product, and more importantly, as you'll see through our training, you can help them solve. And so that's important. being aligned with a company where the problems that product fixes is something people actively are searching for. They're searching for solutions to the problems that what you have can help them solve. This is critical. This is what makes that runway, that on ramp to six figures, really greasy, because it makes the transition it makes the transition from newbie to like making progress a lot easier, because you are aligned with a company that supports you building online. You're learning attraction marketing. You're gonna define a target market that has where those people are actively like they got problems, they're aware, and they like can't wait to solve the problem. That's how come weight loss products are so great in network marketing. Not to say it's the only great product, but it's a very effective product because there's people all over the world that are actively seeking solutions to the problem that product may solve. But doesn't have to be that either. It's like, so you want to define, and this is where you have to do some homework and get some mentorship. You have to define what are the group of people that have the problems that my product solves, and start with one. There may be multiple groups of people, but start with one. If you do that, your messaging in everything you do on social media will hit them between the eyes. Those people will feel like, poof, wow, that real, like, this is exactly what I've been experiencing. It's like they know my life. That you want your content on social media to hit people between the eyes and have them respond like, wow, she's talking about exactly what I'm going through. Like, I wonder what she did to get that result, or I wonder what she did to solve this problem. So you want people to react that way. And the only way they're going to react that way is if you define a target market where, again, people are actively seeking solutions to what you got. You don't want to choose a target market of people that have problems that they're not actively seeking for. For example, if somebody, you want to, and again, this will become in the messaging, but there's products where you have to convince people that they need it, where you have to like educate them and make them aware that they have a problem because they weren't seeking solutions. They were unaware that they had a problem. An example what might be, if you sell water filters and you have to convince your neighbor that man, dude, your water's so dirty, look at this. You have to do all these experiments to like scare them to death in order to like make them realize that they need a different water filter. Well, you're trying to, that's a lot of work, and you can do that. That's like sales, nothing wrong with sales, but that's a lot of work to like try to convince somebody and demonstrate to somebody that there's a problem they were unaware of. Very skilled salespeople and very skilled marketers know how to do that. You don't want to start there as a newbie. You want to start, if you're selling water filters, you want to go to the people that are actively seeking the best water in the world. You want to go to the people that are already buying water filters. You want to target those people. You want to target the people that are preppers and like want to live off the grid and like, catch their rainwater. Well, if they catch rainwater, they probably need to filter it, or reuse their water, if they're recycling their water from the toilet or whatever. Anyway, so again, you have to think about, like, if I have a product, who are the people that are actively seeking solutions to what I got? Don't try to target people who are not actively seeking that stuff. All right. So that's, I've gone through three. Find a company that strongly supports building online, invest in mentorship, choose a target market where people are actively seeking solutions to problems that your product and you can help them solve. That's an important you. I don't have time to explain the whole you part, but you have to become very knowledgeable about the area or the niche or the target market that you're going to be involved in. So, because you have to be an authority, you have to be a guide, you have to be an advisor. So don't just abdicate the responsibility of being knowledgeable. All right. So number 4 is deploy an organic strategy for building on Facebook and Instagram. So that is where you want to start. I know there's people that are building on other platforms. I know there's people that are building on TikTok. Those are awesome platforms. I fully support those people. But if you are new, and so there might be some exceptions, but if you are brand new, especially if you're new to social media, but you want to stick with platforms, and if you're older too, if you're my age or older, You want to stick with platforms that you're familiar with, not try to learn a whole new platform from scratch. So that's how come generally Facebook, Instagram, because that's what most people are on. And guess what? An ideal target market for you in terms of business builders, won't be millennials. For millennials, life hasn't kicked them in the teeth enough yet for them to realize that they need to take responsibility for their finances and for their future. They're right now they're having too much fun doing, dancing on TikTok videos, or Gen Zers, etc. And so, ideally you want to go after people that are, your age or older, because then those people tend to realize have experienced life's problems, therefore they'll be more motivated to solve those problems. Um, and those people tend to be found on Facebook and Instagram, and you probably are one of them. So if you found this community, if you found us, you likely found us through Facebook or Instagram, also YouTube as well. Great platform, but I wouldn't start on YouTube by itself. So now the organic strategies for building using attraction marketing, you need to learn skills that allow you to attract, influence, and enroll on those platforms. Attract, influence, and enroll. Those are the skills you need to learn. Attraction is not prospecting. Prospecting is you seeking people out and trying to like send them messages to hope that they respond, and but really that results in a lot of rejection, a lot of people getting pissed off. Right now, you have an incredible opportunity with Reels on Facebook and Instagram, where you can attract people to you. You can do this on TikTok too, but then their messenger environment is not ideal. You want to basically, if you're going to attract them on TikTok, you got to get them off there and get them onto like Facebook Messenger to like have all conversations in one place. So that's what come I say start with Reels on Facebook and Instagram. That's an incredible way to start attracting people. But then once you've attracted them, then you want to add value. This is where the you comes in. You got to be valuable in the relationship. It can't be about your company or product. In fact, they should know nothing about your company or product in the beginning. You want to be there to give them insight, to educate them further on understanding their problem, because if you do that, they're going to trust you to advise them on a solution. That is influence. And then the enroll part is they're just going to enroll. You don't need to sell them because you've already helped them understand their problem on a deeper level. Kind of like what I'm doing now. I'm like helping you understand how somebody gets to seven figures. And so, all right, so that's so organic strategy. So the first one was find a company supports online. Second, invest in mentorship. Number 3 is choose a target market with problems that they're actively seeking solutions for. And number 4 is deploy an organic strategy. Now, number 4 and number 5 can be interchangeable. You can actually do them in the reverse order. And the reason for that is because for number 4, deploy an organic strategy. The reason you're deploying an organic strategy is not just for yourself, it's for your team as well. You want to deploy an organic strategy that focuses on the product because that is what's most duplicatable. And when you lay the groundwork and you already defined the target market and you've done all that, you've created the blueprint, that's what your team is going to follow. That's what creates duplication. So it's not just about you recruiting, you're learning an organic strategy so your team can recruit. Now, some people, in our community have chosen to, you know what? I don't want to build a team yet. I want to build an audience. I want to attract prospects to me. I want to be the primary driver of enrolling people into my business to kind of jumpstart it. And so what some people in our community have done is number 5 is they deployed automation to minimize their time on social media. That's another thing. If you're somebody that does not want to be on social media a lot, then, or an organic strategy initially, maybe not going to be your passion, because you got to spend, if you're not investing your money, you're investing your time on social media. Someone's asking, what about Reels versus stories? Well, the only people that see your stories are your followers. So Reels bring you followers. That's the difference. So anyway, so I am somebody that if people often like will see our ads, and we attract thousands of leads a month and hundreds of customers a month into our business. But then if they go to my personal profile, they're like, there's nothing going on there. Like I barely post. I post pictures of my son. I'm probably doing a lot of things wrong there. And they're like, well, how can I, how can I trust you? You don't, you barely have any followers on your blah 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 channel. And I'm like, because I don't have to. I've deployed automation in my business so that I minimize my time on social media. So that's number 5. It's like you want to deploy automation so that your attraction, your influence, and your enrollments become automated, so you personally don't have to spend as much time on social media anymore. And some of our students have done that first. They deploy automation first, but they still have to do the organic strategy later because their team is going to need that, because not everybody is going to want to do automation or can do automation. So that's how come I put them in that order: organic strategy and then deploy automation. Automation can come in the form of, attracting people to you. So running ads, and then using funnels to build influence with those people and then convert them into whatever you want to convert them into. So that's running ads into funnels. But then automation is also your onboarding systems, your training systems. The more automated you can make the running of your team, the more leverage you have. And that's ultimately how you start getting to the point where you don't have to work very much and you truly have passive income. Guys, is this valuable? Drop me a number 7. I know you guys maybe are taking notes, but drop me a number 7 if this is valuable. I want to make sure that you guys are listening. All right. So, and I kind of gave away number 6. So if number 5 is you deploy automation to attract people to you to start growing your brand and your influence while minimizing your time on social media. We're the only company in this space that teaches how to actually minimize your time on social media. Yeah, we'll teach you how to attract and build your business on social media, but eventually you want to develop and transition to social media is not a fun place, as fun as it used to be. So it's like, it makes sense. Let's use it for business. But then when it's time, when we have the skill set, when we have the right mentors, let's deploy the automation that we need so that we still continue to attract people, but I don't have to spend much time on social media. I don't have to be recording TikTok videos or reels or any of that stuff. I now have automation doing that for me. So that's number 5, automation for the purpose of attraction and influence and enrollment. Number 6 is automation for supporting your team, which I just talked about. They're called digital duplication systems. They're not DVDs and CDs like back in the old days. They're not actual physical things you have to buy anymore. These are systems that are online that are designed to train your team and develop them through different stages of their growth, that makes it easy for your team to find what they need when they need it. Uh, Drop me a number 2 if you're part of a company or an organization where they have online training, but it's not very organized and it's hard for you to find the information you need sometimes. Like you go, I remember so and so trained about this, and I don't know, I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. Like that's a real problem for a lot of leaders. Is like they do a lot of training, a lot of it very good training. They might even be training attraction marketing, but then they don't know how to organize it in a way that is systemized. And there's some automation that's required. And so you need to know how to deploy digital duplication systems to scale a team so that when a team has that question, when a team member goes, I remember that training that so and so did. It was so good. I wish I could find it again because I want to share it with my team, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Well, if a digital duplication system has been designed correctly, then it should be very easy for people to find the training that they need or that their team needs. And what that does is it makes sure that the leader's time is not sucked up with a bunch of messages on Messenger or through text saying, hey, where do I find this training? Hey, where do I find this training? Or worse yet, having to retrain people on the same thing over and over again. So I love what my friend Nadia Melton says. If I have to teach something more than once, then it gets recorded and put in a system. But then how do you organize it in a way where you don't overwhelm people? People at different ranks need to be taught different skills. what a newbie needs to learn is not what somebody that's like third rank in your company needs to learn. They're different. So you need to be able to almost like release training and information to them when they need it, as they need it, so they continue to grow. Um, so they don't get frustrated that they're like doing the same thing but not growing. Well, that's probably because they're needing a new skill, and your system and platform needs to provide that for them. So, all right, awesome. I love the Meltons too. They're great. All right. So what we've covered is find a company that strongly supports building online, invest in mentorship to learn attraction marketing, and not learn old school stuff, not learn cold calling, any of that stuff. Choose a target market that has where people are actively seeking solutions to problems that they have. Deploy an organic strategy. That's number 4. Number 5 is deploy automation to minimize time on social media. Um, so that now you're just attracting on autopilot. And then number 6 is deploy digital duplication systems to scale your team. That's when your team can find what they need to get trained, and you have the proper leadership set up. That's part of duplication systems, is identifying, developing leaders. Then now you can basically take a step back, and your team continues to grow. If when your team can grow without you, that's true time freedom. That's actually the real promise of network marketing, which very few top earners, even 7-figure earners, live. I know too many 7-figure earners who work 16-hour days, and it's crazy. And it's because they don't know how to organize their training in a system that is automated. And so that is it. Those are the 6 phases of a 7-figure business. And if you want to see an example like of what this looks like, this is exactly what my friend and student Beck Sadek did. Beck Sadek is a 7-figure earner in network marketing. She hit 7 figures within 4 years of starting with a brand new company. She joined our program starting from zero. She was with another company that was really old school. She built that for 6 years, I think, almost hit 6 figures, but was burned out doing it the old school way. And so she decided to basically, I don't know what happened that she chose to walk away from the company, but she decided to start with a new company that, that strongly supported her and the way she wanted to build. She invested in mentorship with us. She chose a target market. She actually deployed the automation first. So she deployed automation, recruited a bunch of people onto her team, and then realized I can't support all these people all by myself. So she needed to not only she needed to develop an organic strategy that they can use, but she also needed to put that organic strategy in a system to train her team in a systematic way that relieved her of her time, and also developing leaders. So she did all of those things I just mentioned. And I basically coached her for the first 3 years of that journey on building these skills along the way in order to, predictably get to 7 figures within 4 years. And of course she did all the work. I'm not taking credit for Beck at all. But she did the work. She decided she was a big problem solver. She solved many problems throughout the journey. But that is a real life example here at Attraction Marketing of somebody that's done it. We talked about the Meltons, another example of people that have done that, gone to 7 figures by by learning the skills and at each of those levels. She found a company that she can trust that will allow her to build online. She invested in mentorship. She chose a target market. She deployed automation to attract tons of people to her and enrolled up, I think, about to 300 people personally. She deployed an organic strategy for her team because not everybody could do her fancy automation stuff. And she put that strategy in duplication systems that allowed her to scale and allowed her leaders to leverage those systems. So now she only works 3 to 4 hours per week to support a 7-figure business. Does that make sense, guys? um, Gene says, I need all this, but I have burned out all of my funding. I'll not give up. I look forward to getting help soon. Awesome, Gene. You got to get resourceful, man. Let me see. Where do you find a target market for your solutions? Sandy, well, that's going to take some coaching. I can't give you a quick answer here because I'd have to know your product. I'd have to understand what problems it solves. But there's way we have curriculum and training in order to do that. Now, if you are compelled by what I've shared here today, if you would like to take this journey, if you would like to basically learn the skills along the way of going to these 6 phases and of becoming a digital 7-figure network marketer, then drop I'm ready in the chat, and somebody on our team who is not a salesperson will reach out to you and have a conversation. If you know, they're called our attraction marketing specialists, they'll have a conversation and just see where you're at to see if working with us might be a fit. And if it is a fit, then they'll refer you to resources inside of our community, either free or even paid, that that might be able to help you. So drop I'm ready in the comments, and they can serve you. This is, guys, I just gave you the blueprint. And if any of this, if you're a 6-figure earner and you're watching this and you're like, I have this, but I really lacking this, or I'm lacking all these things, or I'm trying to push up a boulder with the team organization I'm a part of, whatever the issue is, we can help you. We can help you navigate those waters. And then the seventh, there is a 7th phase of all this. The 7th phase is insert your dream. Because when you have a 7-figure business, you only work 3 to 4 hours. You have a lot of time to do whatever you want. So that I call it the 6th phase, but it's really the 7 phases, because you're doing this for a purpose. What is your dream? What do you want? What's the life you want for your family? That's really what's going to motivate you. The life you want for your family, the life you want for yourself, the worries you no longer want to have exist in your life. That is going to drive you to learn these skills through these 6 phases. And so that's step number 7. So I hope that makes sense. Awesome, guys. I have a call tonight. That's beautiful. You're watching. Awesome. Thank you. Watching from all over the world. Fantastic, guys. Well, that's it. So those are it. I will post these 7 phases of a 7-figure business in the comments when we're done here. But if you want to learn more, if you have questions about how we do what we do, that's what our specialist is for. I can't answer every question because some of these questions need long explanations, and also they require us learning a little bit about you. And so we'd love to learn a little bit about you. So that's it. Type I'm ready in the chat, and I'm done with today's training. Take care, guys. Have an amazing day. And we were on for almost 40 minutes. I appreciate the time you guys all invested. Take care.